H, the helper of Alphabet Land. Alphabet Land wakes to sunshine as at H starts a cheerful stroll. At H hums a tune, hat bobbing, honey jar tucked to his side. Ahead, at C reaches up in vain toward a high apple basket. At H spots it sees trouble and gauges the steep orchard slope. At H curls into a neat ball, ready for a helpful roll. With momentum, at H reaches the pole and nudges the basket. Apples tumble down in a cheerful cascade toward at C. At C purrs thanks as at H stands by. Shy but pleased, at H returns to the path and notices a kite snagged in a hedge. At B hops anxiously, pointing up to the snarled string. At H makes tiny hops, carefully loosening knots with calm focus. Freed at last, at B clutches the kite as at H steps back. By the stream, at H spots A's ball bobbing between sunlit ripples. With patience, at H guides the drifting ball toward the bank. Ball rescued, at H places it on the grass, safe and dry. At a cottage, at H finds D's door stuck tight in its frame. At H checks the hinges, wedging a pebble to shift the frame. With a careful pull, the door opens true and smooth for D. At the garden fence, a gate squeaks and pleads for care. At H oils the hinge and centers the latch with gentle taps. Neighbors wave as at H strolls on, hat bright against the sky. At H pauses at a bridge, watching ripples spell playful shapes. Along the green, at H straightens signs, pointing to friends' homes. By afternoon, the lane glows as at H continues his rounds. Twilight settles as lanterns shimmer across Alphabet Hill. At H climbs the glowing path, drawn toward the gathering lights. Friends appear over the ridge, waving for H to join them. Near the center, at C grins as at B bounces in welcome. Everyone circles close as at H steps into the lantern glow. At C offers apples, while at B raises the kite like a flag. A's ball rests safe as neighbors place tiny gifts around at H. Under the moon, at H bows as friends cheer and clap softly. At H lifts his head and shares a gentle, hopeful message. Lanterns sway as the hill listens and hearts grow brighter. Friends gather close to at H, sharing smiles and soft hugs. Moonlit Alphabet Land glows, grateful for kindness shared.